Hello, everyone. It's Katan. I'm the founder of BossBabeBlog.com, and today we are discussing 3 tips to have better business relationships. This is a step-by-step process. It's 3 simple tips, and I'm going to explain in detail each one. The first tip is to be for real. Yeah, I know it sounds so self-explanatory, but be for real. What do you really want? Where are you truly at right now? Oftentimes people say things like, I'm looking for a like-minded professional. What is like-minded? Where is your mind at right now? What do your actions show right now? What are the words coming out of your mouth and what are the actions that are coming out of your body, out of your being? What are you doing right now? And how serious are you about your vision right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about your business? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you actually follow through the things that you say you're going to do for your business? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you willing to sacrifice for your business? Be honest with yourself because a lot of people are not honest with themselves. And if you're not honest with yourself, you're going to have a hard time being in a business relationship with someone else because if they're being honest with themselves and with you, and you're saying that you want these things, but your actions don't align with that, you're going to disrupt y'all's potential to have a great relationship. And here's an example. An individual who says, I need to be around people who are driven, who are hungry because I'm hungry and I'm trying to make it happen. I don't want to make excuses. I got to be there, yada yada. So you become friends with somebody who's driven, who's hungry, who's not trying to make excuses. They're trying to be there. And then you guys decide you want to plan a business event together. Okay, cool. You plan an event together, right? You're supposed to be attending the event. Something comes up that's not an emergency that you could work around and schedule around, but you just say, I'm not going to be able to make it. Now you have a relationship calling you when it comes to planning or scheduling business events because you've shown that you're not on the same level of dedication. Because for you, it was an option. For them, it's not an option. They have to show up. They have to be here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to make people who really could be great support to you not take you seriously. And every time you open your mouth to say you want to do something, they're like, yeah. Okay. And that's not to say it's the end of the world, right? You shouldn't feel like you're breaking down to your knees because of that. It's just to call out what could happen so that you can avoid getting to that place with people by being honest about where you're at. If you're not really that serious about your business, nobody likes to say that out loud if they're not really that serious. But if you're not, be honest with yourself. You don't have to go around and tell people that, but just say, I'm at a space right now where I'm just kind of testing, putting my foot out there. I'm not in a place where I'm 100% committed or locked down on showing up or following through for certain things. I'm still a little inconsistent in that area. Be honest. Because when you're honest, people who are in the same place as you can understand that, and people who were where you were at can understand and maybe even provide assistance, or they can make the decision on if they want to continue forward with that relationship based off of the reality of where you're at. So step number 1, be honest with yourself about where you're truly at and what your drive is. Because a lot of people say they're at a place where they're ready to do anything to make their business happen, and they're not. And it shows, and they're not serious, and it shows in their actions or lack of actions or their lack of commitment or their lack of accountability. They're not serious on that level. And then you mess up relationships with people who are serious because you told them you were serious, but you're coming out like you're not presenting yourself as someone who's really serious. So your actions aren't aligning with your words. So that's the first step. You do that, you be honest with yourself, you're going to have amazing relationships, because the only way you're going to have a bad relationship when you are honest with yourself is if the other person wants it to be bad. Because once you tell them the truth of yourself, they have an option. They have a choice to make a decision on if they want to accept that and work with that and work with you, or if they do not want to accept that and they just want to go find someone else that might be the right fit for them. That's their problem after you've given the truth. But when you don't give the truth because you're in denial or because you're not aware of how serious or not serious you really are, you get around people and then they're looking at you like you're not following through with what you say you're about because you're not really that serious. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is you need to find people who are in the same place as you and understand where you're at. Because if you get with people who are not understanding where you're at mindset wise, business wise, you're going to have a lot of moments where you feel like you have to explain yourself or they're just not getting it. For example, if you're someone that's serious about your craft and your grind and you're around people that really aren't that serious, you're gonna have to explain things like the reason why you're following through regardless, because this has to get done. The reason why this is a serious thing when you say I have to do this for my business. They would understand that if they were in the same mind space as you. So you want to find people who are in the same mindset as you. Then you want to go find people who are on a different level than you, whether it be in sales, whether it be in communication. You need to find people who have skills that you don't have yet, not because you want to mooch off of them from them for free, but because you want to be in the rooms that they are in, because you will automatically learn information when you are a part of people who are like that and operate like that. That's what happens. You become who you spend your time with. So if you want to spend your time with somebody, do it with people that are going where you're going, or do it with people that you can learn something from. But those are the three tips that I'm giving. Number one, be honest with yourself about what you really want and where you're really at, so you can find people who can understand, rely, and accept that, or choose not to and find a different person. Number two, find people that are in the same mindset as you, like they're trying to grow, they're trying to elevate, they understand it, they get it. So you don't have to explain yourself all the time or feel like you need to. And they don't take things personally when you have to work and take care of business. And then number three, find people who have skills that you don't have. And number two and three can be combined. You can work with somebody who has the same mindset as you, but they have a skill set that you don't have. And you want to be in their spaces, at their events, in front of them, so you can learn as much as you can, so you can grow, so you can take advantage of their resources, so you can purchase their services. But these are the tips that I would give to have better business relationships. If you can do those tips, you will start to see more fruitful conversations, people coming into your life and staying in there, and you being able to build something fruitful from that. And that's my advice. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll come back with some more insight soon.